Leo, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Like always, take it resonates, leave it does not. And if there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. But do keep in mind, Celtic cross is really meant to be more in-depth about your particular collective. Okay? So, while I will see this, that, and the other, it's really not about them. It's about you, how you're experiencing, what you're feeling towards it, doing, not doing, that kind of thing. All right? What's going on? Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo. Show me Leo. Ooh, snappity snap. What's going on? Show me Leo. As I was complaining to Taurus, it's hot. We're in earth tones trying to cool down. I got some unexpected sun, and I mean unexpected sun this weekend. I'm feeling a little extra crispy, and I'm sure it shows. What's going on, please? Show me Leo. What's going on for Leo, please? I'm saying I'm really looking forward to my vacation in a couple of weeks, but more on that on a Sunday check-in. What's going on, please? Show me Leo. Show me Leo. What's going on, please? Show me Leo. What's going on? Nine of Wands. No. Page of Cups, I don't know. You don't either. No, you're holding back. I know you're holding back. I see that. And the Hierophant in the recent past, exiting the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like, okay, at first you're curbing your enthusiasm, and now you're like, my enthusiasm has completely exited. Okay. Two of Pentacles. Leo, no. 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 Strengths. Eight of Cups, trying to remain emotionally detached. Nine of Pentacles is in your environment. I know you have a strong sense of self. I know. Hopes and fears that things will change in time or that they won't. That's twofold. Outcome, judgment. What? Am I going to do a Little John right now? What? Okay. All right. I see you blocking. What? I do not know. Page of Cups is crossing you. There are times you can feel your heart opening up in some way, but then you shoot it down. Hovering influence, Four of Pentacles, this need to hold back, hold on, don't let go. Conservation system, we're not doing anything with it one way or the other. We just know that we're refraining. In the past, the Hierophant, some sort of commitment, the higher self, we'll see. On the exit, Knight of Wands, your particular night, that makes me nervous. A natural sense of energy, passion, enthusiasm has left the building. Before you, Two of Pentacles, more of this. I don't know what to do. Eight of Cups is in your strengths. If you want to remain emotionally unattached, you will. You consider that a strength. Then why is there so much conflict then? Conflict is just another kind of emotional investment. It just suggests we keep doing something even though we probably shouldn't. So while you can keep yourself distant, and maybe you feel like that's the best thing for you to do, I shouldn't be seeing all this conflict if that's true. But you consider it a strength to keep yourself distant, to remain emotionally unavailable or uninvolved. We'll see. Your environment, Nine of Pentacles, I know you know how to do you. Stand on your own 2 feet. Be your own source of strength, conviction, wherewithal. I can do. This is what I can do. Watch me go. I believe you. So make that work for you, not against you. I know you can do this, but it seems to cause you a lot of conflict. It's almost like you're really trying to desperately show to me this doesn't mean anything to me, or you don't want it to mean anything to you. And maybe you're right. Wheel of Fortune, you hope or fear that things will change. Outcome, judgment, lessons here, decisions, time's up. What's going on? Yes, indeed. What is going on? Let's see that Nine of Wands. Let's see that Nine of Wands. Show me that Nine of Wands. Show me that Nine of Wands, please. Show me that Nine of Wands. Five of Cups. King of Wands, that's you. King of Cups, there is a shadow of remorse surrounding the subject of love attached to you and someone else. Again, once more, I'm not doing a them or they. If someone shows up, they show up. I see you there at the King of Wands and the King of Cups. There is a sense of emotional loss and abandonment between these two characters. Okay. Frustration, aggravation, blockage, things have not improved. We are continuously putting a barrier up between ourselves and someone else, and it just kind of reinforces the pain there with the Five of Cups. It's like you're saying, I refuse to be affected by this, but you were affected by it, and so was someone else. It might still be too. Let's see that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups, please. So I got two people here refusing to kind of acknowledge each other's pain or frustration. Let's see that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups, please. Page of Wands, the world, the moon. We don't want to acknowledge this. Why don't we want to acknowledge it? It's like both people have chosen to not acknowledge this. So you're both part of it, you're both playing into it, but neither of you is acknowledging it. I'm disappointed, hurt, frustrated, and pissed off, so are you, but neither one of us is going to discuss it or share it. So we have the possibility here with the Page of Cups crossing, a little bit of vulnerability can go a long way here. And then there's an equal response of I could open up and do that, but no. That's just going to have to remain as such. So that's an active moon between these two characters. Neither is giving or yielding on this particular subject. There's a lot of sore subjects between you two. Hovering, Four of Pentacles. We don't know how to improve this, but we don't know how to let it go. Four of Pentacles, show me that Four of Pentacles, influencing. Let's see that Four of Pentacles, please. Queen of Swords, the Hierophant here twice. Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Someone is showing me one person. So this is commitment. At some point, it crossed from the higher self to this is straight up commitment. I'm seeing an obligation to balance this regardless of how anyone feels about it. That's why nothing has shifted in terms of the energy, because what is being contributed in terms of time, energy, effort, emotionality, mentality, psychology, whatever, all this spirituality, all this stuff. Forget all that. They refuse to change and acknowledge this. I refuse to change and acknowledge it. We're just going to keep this going. So there is what looks like a forcible, and I mean forcible, back and forth between these two. It's like they're not going to change or acknowledge my pain, resistance. I'm not going to do it either. But I tell you what, when it comes to that 3D, carry on. Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, Six of Pentacles, that is a straight, flat tax. That's a flat tax. Everybody's getting equal proportion of energies here. It's like it's not getting better. But I don't want to open up and acknowledge it. Looks like you don't either. Okay, we at least both of us agree on that same point. Now, you are definitely showing me I'm giving as good as I'm getting energy. Okay. But why are you both participating in this? Another one of you looks terribly happy. There's a lot of unacknowledged hurt here, and the resistance to the truth of said hurt. You've hurt me, I've hurt you, I've blocked you, you've blocked me. Our intimate emotional selves, sexual selves, etc. are not connecting, even while our 3D is. And somebody made that decision because of the commitment, I got to balance this shit. So it's Four of Pentacles here. This is conservation of what we already have in play. But again, it does not improve, and it doesn't completely deteriorate after that. Again, it's right there in that, right there on that line between working and not working. Right there. You're walking that line, my friend, between this is working, but if I hadn't made the decision to make it work, we could have dropped this pretense and fixed it or completely separated. So I don't know why you're showing me this, except, well, it's a commitment. There you go. This is what it looks like. No, not when two people are actively avoiding emotional discomfort and pain. I know that you're giving as good as you get, honey, but is that enough for you? The balance on the surface and the admission, I'm holding on to this, but it's not going to improve. It is what it is. You need to ask yourself right now, and I'm only, how many clarifiers in? Is that good enough for you? Is it working for now? Yes. Is it solving the underlying point? No. Let's see this Hierophant, please, in the recent past. Let's see that Hierophant, please. Show me that Hierophant. Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me that Hierophant, please. One more. Show me that Hierophant, please. The winds picked up. It went from airless heat and humidity to the winds are blowing and suddenly things are moving. Somebody got the dust devil earlier and it's reminding me of that. I think it's card number 15 in the oracles. Moving out of stagnation. The winds are changing. Yes. That may or may not have relevancy for some of you. All right. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. You made that deal with yourself not too long ago about this commitment. Your 3D is reflecting a thought you already had not too long ago. Let's call it last year. In tarot time, that's not too long ago. Perhaps by last fall. You're like, this commitment is what it is, and I choose it of my own free will. 9 of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. I choose to continue to put myself into this, even though it hurts. 10 of Swords. I see you from a 3D point of view, continuing to choose a commitment, because you're saying, on paper, it works. It doesn't work anywhere else. We're both equally stubborn, and we both equally push each other off. We don't dive too far into each other's private thoughts or feelings. You're like, none of that matters. I'm choosing the 3D. It hurts. You're not happy about this commitment. But you're saying, by God, I put too much of myself into it to take it back now. That's why, but guys, people choose and re-choose their commitments all the time. That's fine. Is it the kind of commitment, though, that when you re-choose it year after year, anniversary after anniversary, that says, I continue to put the best of myself in it because I continue to receive the best from it? Is it that kind of commitment? Or is it the kind that says, I don't know what else to do at this point because I'm in it too long? A healthy connection, I don't care if you've been together 2 days or 20 years, it raises you. It challenges you in the right ways to do more, to be more, because you want to be those things, and then the other person does likewise. You're not always on the same page. But that's the whole point of understanding that you continue to re-choose that commitment, is that you understand at the core value at the end of the day that you're willing to at some point set aside those personal sense of challenges and sense of self to cooperate with someone else for both of your greater goods, not because you have nothing else to do or have nowhere else to go. That's just putting up with something. That's not a challenge. Unless you consider how long you can be married a challenge. In which case, again, do we have the healthiest point of view of what a commitment is? So, I'm going to continue to put the best of myself and what I have into this and stand by that, and you see how it's played out in the real world. A lot of your emotional needs are not important. The emotional support's not important. You know why? Because you treat me that way. So let's agree to treat each other equally and not give a shit about what the other person's actually experiencing on the inside. No. Let's keep quiet about that. And just concentrate on what we can control and maintain. Again, is this the kind of commitment that inspires you to make that decision? Or again, you feel like you're backed into a corner and have nowhere else to go? Because I'm not seeing healing here. I'm not seeing any infusion on either person's side to change up the status quo. No wonder the Knight of Wands is on the exit. Your natural sense of enthusiasm and passion for this is out. I respect that you made a choice and that you stand by it. What I don't respect is how you've had to suppress yourself and your natural feelings for someone else in order to do the job. In which case, indeed, it is more of a job than a relationship. Things to think about. If you're frustrated with this, I am sorry. It's either not your reading or it is and you don't want it to be. I don't know what you were expected saying. I don't lie. It's not my thing. I can tell that you're a proud individual and that you really congratulate yourself on being someone who is experienced and wise and I know better. But this doesn't seem to line up to you emotionally or spiritually at all. Your 3D energy does because that's what you said so. You said so. You said your 3D self has to line up to this because of a commitment. No, it should line up to this in spite of it. It either feels correct or it doesn't. But yeah, no, I'm not trying to get judgments here, guys. I'm trying to understand so I can better feed it back to you. And it either makes sense to you or it doesn't. If it's not your reading, fine. Check your other placements. I want to understand because I want this to improve, not to stay in the same way. The Leo I'm looking at, you don't either, even though you said you've chosen this. You're not happy. Okay, in case there was any confusion there. All right. Like always, I love all my collectives and I want what's best for you. I see. You're saying when you gave up the passion for this, you stopped feeding it any sort of energy. You stopped having any expectations that it would feel better. Leo, honey. That's no good. You said when you stopped having emotional expectations towards this, it got easier for you to manage it and it became functionary, didn't it? You can tell me. It was just easier to leave feeling out of it. Because every time you tried to inject positive feeling into this, it would kick back in frustration and remind you of what it wasn't. That the feeling's not there. And it hasn't been for a long time. So it was best to stop expecting it in any sort of practical, functionary, cooperative form, Three of Pentacles. It made you rethink, Hanged Man, how you were putting energy into this. And the more you expected anything positive, the less cooperative it became. So it was just easier to remove emotional expectations. And that's why I'm able to see you with such fierce decision making. You know what? This is what it is. I accept it for face value. I'm really not interested in crossing into their emotional world anymore, and I'm really not interested in them having crossed into mine. It's functionary. It is what it is. Again, you got to ask yourself if that's good enough for you. Accordingly, I'm looking at it, you said yes, it is. It's really hard to observe people who are this neutral or determined to be this neutral and then expect to carry on. You're a person in there. I want to see the person, not just what you can do. I know what you can do. I can see what you can do. I can see actually what you and your person do functionary-wise. I bet you two are really good at not stepping on each other's toes. Two of Pentacles. Show me that Two of Pentacles. Excuse me. Actually, we're going to go ahead and switch up. I prefer to switch right there at that midpoint. Let's see that Two of Pentacles, the old back and forth. Let's see that Two of Pentacles, please. Show me that Two of Pentacles. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. Six of Wands, lack of confidence, Three of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. You're showing me lack of confusion and commitment to this ever feeling better again. I know. Yeah. Well, when you said that you would stop using positive emotions as a driving force to keep this together, in other words, you kept it about the 3D practicals, you're going to start to question about whether or not your practical application, you can still find joy in that with confidence. In other words, your decision to keep it, this is how it is, while it seems to work for you now, you don't know if you can keep that feeling going. Because you're like, at least I have confidence in knowing that I'm meeting the base value of this. But finally, we have a concern for the self here. Is this going to make me happy, though, long term? I know I can, but does that mean I should? Without that Two of Pentacles, and from what I've seen up until this point, I would have been like, hey, go, Leo, go, connect with that, hell yeah. But it's a completely different meaning given the background and what I see here on the bridge. I know you put a lot of stock and faith in what you can see. What you see is what you get. And when I strip myself of any personal feeling towards this job, which isn't a job, gets a lot easier. But you're like, can I maintain that though? Yeah. You're going to start to question your time, energy, and effort if you can't even find personal joy and connectivity to it. Again, you're bringing it together. At some point, you're going to ask yourself, is this fulfilling to me? I can maintain it as the day is long, but is that what I actually want to do? Isn't that Tarot Lady always talking about if you put your time, energy, and effort into something, situation, place, circumstance, or career, you should probably feel good about it in order to hope to sustain it. So do I feel good about keeping this together and putting real work into it? Can I say with some confidence in measuring who I am that that's what I want? Two of Pentacles. Making those real world decisions every day about the 3D. You know, we can try to leave our personal selves out of it, but this is a commitment, guys, once more. It's not a job, but you're treating it like one. And I know it's taking two here. It's literally the definition of taking two. It is. Okay? You both kind of equally showed me a disdain of further exploration of each other's emotional selves. And if that's true, if you're sharing your life with someone like that, you're eventually going to start questioning your own emotional self. Again, you're putting a big chunk of your life into something that you say you can make it function. It seems to me you should be able to find some personal joy and sense of accomplishment in that, and love. You know, because there is a we in here, we treat our relationships like a job. We're going to get that job feeling. Yeah. I got a loose fly in here. It's driving me crazy. I know. Cinnamon's not here. She would typically chase it. She has accuracy that you wouldn't believe. Like, seriously. And these are summer flies, so they're fat and lazy and slow, so she can get them. And with that level of humidity, oh yeah, flies here are very normal. There's always one. There's always one that finds its way into the house. Anyway, yeah, you're going to question it, as you should. Is that what you really want to do? Eight of Cups, you're saying I can emotionally detach from this. I know, you've proven your point. And then I've seen your point, and I've reinforced your point several times. I know. If you want to leave your emotions out of this commitment, you can and you will. It keeps you from having unnecessary expectations, and it keeps everything at a cooperative level, or at least that's the theory, right? All right, let's see that Eight of Cups, please. Showing the Eight of Cups, but it also keeps you from being in touch with you. Let's see that Eight of Cups, show me that Eight of Cups, show me that Eight of Cups. Let's see that Eight of Cups, please. Six of Swords, the Hierophant, the Fool. Some of you, by the way, have some really strong Taurus in your chart. I got news for you. Your plan is really starting to thin on you. You're getting really tired of checking out in your relationship. Shit. You mean you want to feel things? You're getting really, really tired of having to reinforce your higher self to back up a commitment that you feel very little in. And it seems to receive very little from. Are you sure? I already know the answer to this. Are you sure you're using your commitment powers here for your greatest good? This above all to thine own self be true. Everything begins with the self, including commitment. Is this the best reflection of the commitment to yourself? Can you continue to remain emotionally uninvested in this? Expect nothing from it to make the commitment easier. How has that worked for you? What has gotten easier about your commitment other than keeping it together on paper? Because your higher self is really tired of keeping your spirit in check when it doesn't want to. You're like, no, I can just keep checking out. I can keep checking out. I don't think you want to keep checking out. The Hierophant would actually, while he's busy reinforcing your emotional absence and your mental awareness of it with the Six of Swords, another part of you has an inclination to open up altogether and just new. But he gets smothered quite a bit. You're showing me dual commitment. I can continue to commit to this mental and emotional absence thing I got going on. Another part of you'd like to commit into a new beginning. No kidding. It does not suit to suppress one's emotions and act like we're not a whole human being. I can just keep clocking in and out on this one. No, you can't. I mean, you can. I mean, but you see the price you're paying for it, right? Just to quote-unquote keep it together. Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you're the one pretty much, even though, trust me, you're getting tit for tat on whomever's connected with you, at least at the emotional level, rather the absence of it. You're showing me a strong sense of self. Saying, you haul most of this, Nine of Pentacles. That was your choice. Your choice to reinvest. And yet you often see yourself as an individual. Well, no shit. You treat a commitment like a business transaction, you're going to feel like a lone person in there. Absolutely. Again, do you want that for you? Do you want that for you? Knight of Swords, the Sun, the Two of Wands. You say you're the driver. You're the driver. You're the driver. Whatever success here, the happiness you felt, you say it was under your action, under your design. You've done everything. And yet you know how to make yourself relatively happy on your own, just not in this situation. So you're showing me that you know how to supplement happiness as an individual, just not in connection to your commitment. Well, no wonder you've been able to keep it going. They're not responsible for my happiness. Then why the hell are they with you? Why the hell did you give them that intimate assignment? I know you know how to make yourself happy, but someone else is supposed to be included in that. You're like, I'd rather that they weren't. Okay. I see how heavily you've produced and or generated most of the 3D success attached here. But you weren't able to sustain the emotional fulfillment between yourself and someone else. So you're saying, well, that sounds like a me problem. I'll just seek happiness on my own time, whatever that means to me. But you don't include this person. You don't even factor them in. Honey, if you're going to be on your own, be on your own. If you're going to be an individual, be an individual. You've done most of the work anyway. The Wheel of Fortune. You know, you could easily make this energy work for you, not against you. With the commitment here, the Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, that same determination you're showing me to keep yourself mentally and emotionally absent is that same level of energy you could commit to towards yourself and leave this. That's what I mean. All cards, all energies, everything has a pro and a con. I see how you're using this against yourself when you could be using it for you. You've already said I know how to get by on my own, and I also make it a point to make myself happy because I don't have it here. Then you might as well be on your own and claim it. Everything but your 3D self is detached from this, in case I didn't make that point clear. So if you're going to be alone, be alone. And connect someone who actually gives a damn for your emotional presence, overall well-being, mental and spiritually. You have it right here, honey. You could transform that. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. Four of Cups, Nine of Wands, that if you continue to resist this and act like it's no big deal with the Seven of Swords, that you'll be perpetually unhappy. That nothing will change. No, nothing will change if this continues. You suspected it back here, but you are deeply afraid of the known outcome, and this is a known outcome. If you continue to do this, then it's all right, a known outcome. And yes, you're going to fear it, even while you act like you don't, that it's always going to be like this, that nothing will change over time. Yes, of course. There's no incentive for this to change. None. So if you're saying, I'm just going to stand up for the commitment, and that should, they'll understand, and things will get easier at time. No. Deeply, you're afraid that it will just be the same stuff day in, day out, and you would be, because nothing has changed here. I told you, you can use this energy, internalize it, because you're already showing me individuation and commitment, where you feel responsible to make yourself happy, you have experience in this, and that you also carry the weight of it anyway. So you can either use this to your advantage, recognize it for what it is, and say, this is not good enough for me anymore, stop participating in it, and stop giving your best to this, so you can have a new beginning, or you can continue to use it against yourself and act like old as well. It's not. I'm concerned. I don't know if you picked up on that. Judgment's in the outcome. Judgment's in that outcome. Show me that, please. I'm not telling you this to bring you down, honey. I'm telling you this to point out the consequences of our decisions. It might seem justifiable at the time. It might even seem like a good idea or with good intentions at the time. But when you are that emotionally absent and saying, I can get through it, it's not really all that healthy or appropriate for a commitment. Not at this level, guys. Of course you're afraid nothing will change. Up until this point, I still have no reason to. You can make different decisions for yourself. Let's see Judgment. Ace of Swords, Truth, Eight of Cups. You need to have a little talk with yourself about that Eight of Cups and where it's coming from and how it seems to be harming you. You being able to put no emotional expectation in this, I know you think it's a strength. It has been used against you. You are using it against yourself. You need to use your Eight of Cups and Six of Swords to not double down on the commitment, but indeed to muster up the strength to exit it. This is not a time to show how strong you are. It's a time to show how much more you're worth. You got a sharp truth in there. Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Five of Wands. How you staying emotionally unavailable to this, but still tied to it, is causing you all sorts of anger, frustration, and frankly, just being pissed off. Of course, inherently, deep down, you are terrified that nothing will change because you're set on a course where nothing will. And I don't want that for you. You say you know how to make yourself happy. You say you know how to function on your own. Then be on your own. I don't see how this is for you, other than the fact that you said that it is. You've emotionally disavowed it. You've spiritually disavowed it. And you're saying they're equally guilty of it. I believe you, because in this scenario, it absolutely 100% takes two. But don't tell me you're going to continue to stand by this, put yourself into it, and that you expect to still feel okay about it in the end. I want you to start thinking about that. Five of Wands, the more you try to keep yourself distant from this and to keep it functioning, the more it's just causing conflict in you and harm in you. All of it. I'm talking to a very specific Leo today, so again, once more, if it's not your reading, don't take it. Why the hell would you? What, just so you can be pissed off with me? What's the point of that? It's either not for you, and you're trying to make it fit, and that's not good, or it is, and you don't want to hear it. I don't know what you were expecting today. All I can really do is point out the obvious or the known truths or the truths we're not quite comfortable with. Sometimes it's predictive, in which case that is new information. Okay? I'm pointing out the obvious, honey. It's a big lesson in here about what it is you choose to make yourself available to and what you should be making yourself available to. What are you making yourself available to over and over again? And by all rights, it looks like it hasn't earned your heart, your affections, your passion, or your peace of mind in I don't know how long. And you don't seem to be very interested in earning theirs back. What does that tell you? I'm frustrated. Look at the potency. Look at the potency, honey, of your commitment. Look at the potency that you have created in that terms of this is what I can do. This is what I can build. And look who you share it with. Someone who's not there, and you're not interested in making yourselves available to them from the heart, not anymore. In fact, you told yourself, you know what, knock it off with the enthusiasm, knock it off with the passion. It's non-cooperative. Stop hoping for that. And I know that temporarily helps. It does. But then you started to think about the other things. What you put yourself into consistently and why. And can you continue to sustain that level of personal feeling? The answer is no. The fact that you fear that you will always be this miserable and having to block that need, that want for positive function, positive feeling, you know. So yeah, that outcome, I want you to take a sharper look at how you're using your Hierophant, your precious Hierophant, over and over again. It's almost like you're making a point to double down on everything that doesn't work just so you can justify the parts that do. There, I said it. Justification's a tricky thing, guys. Very tricky. Oh yeah, you'll be able to say point A is correct. But look at what's all wrong and fucked up about point B. I want you to take a very sharp look at that Eight of Cups and how you're using it against yourself, not for yourself. The Wailing Tree, reconciliations, crown games, right use of power. Yeah, it's not coming together correctly. The more you try to reconcile this, the more you cry. Some things are meant to pass. It's a crown game, honey. It's a game. Who are you trying to win with? Who are you trying to win? Trying to win with yourself? Make a point to God, universe? I have to win this? I have to win this. Why do you have to win this? It doesn't look like it's worth winning. Just you, your sense of dignity and self, and who you are holistically as a human being. If that's what we call winning, then we're losing. Who are you trying to prove a point to? I told you, your power is what you make of it. You can either use this fantastic energy I've seen, reflect it on yourself. Am I using my Hierophant to keep me in something, just so I can say I'm right and justified in the end? Or should I be using my Hierophant to see this for what it is and walk the hell away from it? I'm causing myself tears and pain here, trying to keep this reconciled. Right there on that bridge. Number 8 and 59. What is that? $59 for some of you is a prominent number. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I can't see it. Open up. You're not the first person to get that. Open up. Listen to your intuition. Okay, be present. Listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition. It's there. Be present. Be present. Allow yourself to hear it, to see it. Open up to yourself. Listen to yourself. Right there. Check with yourself. Okay? Self-love. We need more self-love here. You need to understand that what you're fighting for and committing to, it does not look like self-love to me. It looks like a point of pride. I said I was going to keep this in place, therefore, decision's over. Well, that takes the sweat off my brow. No, it doesn't. It just gives you another layer of problems. Okay. Air, Ace, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the Ace of Swords, that particular truth is coming up for you in future. Quite possibly by the next air sign, which, where the hell are we? We are in Gemini season, so possibly into Libra season of this year. That would also explain quite a bit of the later of the season I'm seeing. Okay. I'm sorry, Leo, honey. We all get one. All the collectives get one of these from time to time, where it just hits different. It punches a little harder. Again, my intention here is not to be cruel. Sometimes you indeed have to be cruel to be kind. It's uncomfortable truths. We all get one. Okay. For the most part, I can't honestly say your readings have been outstanding in one direction or the other as the collective is concerned. This one definitely hits different. It stands out a little bit more toughly, I understand. But it's real, it's honest, and somebody somewhere needs to see it. Leo may not be your dominant sun. I just have that kind of distinct impression. But I do know that you are at that point now where you need to open up. Not listen to the people you cater to in your foundation. Who are the stakeholders? I need you to listen to you. Okay? My call was my exit. Leo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.